Talking about OJSEC now,
yes.
They said the result of the Congress is concluded and conclusive, that any other complaints could be appealed, and they seem to be in support and holding the support for the Dipo Ojuri faction. Don't you think it's time to embrace the reconciliation process
of
the Dipo Ojuri faction are offering you? Would you be accepting the olive branch?
Of course. What is happening in PDP today is a family problem. Eventually, there will be a solution. But for the time being, Dipo Ojuri is just chasing shadows.
Are you saying the solution will be that you will come together, embrace one another, and probably you'll be vice chairman and he will be chairman, or he will be chairman and you will be vice chairman?
No. What is going to happen is that I am from the same senatorial district with Dipo Ojuri. Ogun East Senatorial District is the area to produce the chairman. And they did not leave Ogun East, which consists of Ijebu, 6 local governments, and Remo, 3 local governments. They are not leaving us alone to make out our choice. Ojuri is from Remo, having 3 local governments. Ojuri is the kind of person I thought is a gentleman and is a lawyer. He should know the rule of law, that he has to follow it. But instead of chasing shadows, we have been in Ojuri South 2 or 3 times to go and I went there to go and greet him, to go and condole him because of his daughter that was involved in this Dana Airways. But we can't find him.
Permit me, let me come in here. Going by the antecedents of the party that has bring this crisis now,
yes.
The party has been ruled recently by the state caretaker, the PDP caretaker committee. And for now, they are having a Congress. Unfortunately, 2 factional chairmen are emerging. But looking at what the national PDP is supporting, that seems to be supporting the Dipo Ojuri faction. Isn't it time to come together to at least, going by the fact that the PDP lost in the last election, is it time to still embrace factional politics?
I know eventually we will come together, but we will come together under the rule of law. What is happening now, Dayo Shoremi-led executive handed over to us after the congresses were done. And if there is going to be another Congress, we are not afraid of having another Congress, but we do not want people to be picked in the living room. We want people, politics is not something you can be doing in a room. It is something you will do outside, where everybody will see you in the public. Going by what is going on in Ogun State now, what we are fighting against is the act of just electing people in the room. We want congresses where people will go outside to vote for whoever they like. That's what we are fighting for.
How do you,
we are now the executive of Ogun State. If we are allowed to have another Congress, when we had our congresses, we had everything written in the newspaper. Everybody knows where to go for the Congress, rather than having a secret Congress, has been done by Dipo Ojuri's faction.
Yeah, the Congress was held at the event center. Is that the best way to go about an internal democracy?
Is that the way to go about internal democracy? Going into an event center to have a Congress that is supposed to be done openly in the public, with so many soldiers and so many policemen carrying guns. We never had policemen carrying guns when we had ours. You were there, your people were there.
What's really wrong with having policemen carrying guns? Because I learned that's one of the complaints of your factions, that there were heavy presence of security men and members of the SSS.
It isn't the presence of the policemen we are against. We are against going into a corner. Somebody that has been convicted by the court of law, they are contemnors, they have been convicted by the court of law. How can they go into a place and be conducting an election? And you will be telling us that these people are they are the caretaker committee. They are not. They are supposed to be in Kirikiri prison as at that time.
Let's look at the Ogun State High Court judgment in Ilaro. That was on June the 19th, and another one on August 3rd, also this year. Tell us more on that.
Well, there's not much to say. I have the judgment with me here, and the judgment there, that is a state high court, not a federal high court. And in the judgment, the last sentence here in the judgment, they said, the present executive of PDP ESCO, recognized in Ogun State, will be there until their tenure expires. That is 2016. Our tenure expires in 2016 from the ward, local government, and the state level.
Are you aware of any stay of execution on this?
Pardon?
Are you aware of any stay of execution on this?
No. There is no stay of execution. I've not heard of that. You see, when you are talking about stay of execution, you are talking about something that has not been done. When something has been done, you cannot stay it any longer, can you?
So in other words, you say it's a completed act.
It is a completed act. When something is completed, you cannot stay action on it any longer.
Now let's look at the Dr. Alex Ekweme Peace Committee that he will be chairing beyond the Ramadan now.
Yeah.
Would that be affecting this crisis in any way, in a positive way now?
I wouldn't know, really. But I am sure they are very good leaders over there. And I'm sure they might find a solution. You will remember, when we had our congresses, INEC wrote a letter to PDP National telling them that in 8 states, the congresses there does not conform with the due process. And Ogun State was not one of those states. INEC came to they were at our congresses, and they said the Congress followed due process. Unlike the last Saturday's Congress, INEC was not there. They were not represented because they have their list of executive for Ogun State already. All these things are just kangaroo election.
The rule of law does not hold so much water in your party. Obviously, you've been...
That is not our fault. The rule of law, Dipo Odujiri is a lawyer. He is supposed to know what it means by the rule of law.
Mr. Mustafa
but he does not know.
Mr. Mustafa said that nobody can come and dictate how
that is what they are saying.
Your party should...
When you are aggrieved or you feel cheated, you will go to court. And when you get to court and they call the other party to come and say their own side of the story, they will not come.
So what is the way forward?
They don't believe in judiciary. How can somebody stay in this Nigeria and be talking about judiciary that they do not believe in judiciary? What they believe on is to do whatever they like.
Okay, now let's look at the position of OJSEC now. The ruling of the court, the consequential order of the court is still, the content and consequential order of the court is very sketchy. And would you still feel that, they are going by content of the court?
It is not sketchy. What the court said is that the list used for the election is not the list OJSEC is supposed to use. And as such, it means that all that has been done is null and void. That's what it means. It means there's going to be another election in Ogun State, whether OJSEC likes it or not.
Well, because it seems you are bringing your interpretation into this now.
That is the interpretation by the law.
Quite ambiguous.
That is what my lawyer told me. When I asked my lawyer, what is the interpretation of what this lady said? He said it means the list, because the list from the authentic ESCO of Ogun State was not used. It means PDP was excluded from that election. And if a party is excluded, it means there's going to be another election. No doubt about that.